What is up? It is your boy Jay from the Movie Minute. I've got my other co-host here,
Chantel.
and we are doing something a little different today. It comes to my attention that we've done a lot of content together over the past few years, but you guys haven't really gotten to understand the history between us to kind of get to know us a little better. So I figured we would go ahead and maybe take a little trip down memory lane onto how we both kind of met and started this whole long history of cinema together. But I'm going to take you back all the way to 2017. I want to say it's got to be like somewhere past March 29th, but before April 10th. In the span of that, a movie came out that I had already seen by the time that we met, but we met because we went to go see that movie at a random chance encounter. Ghost in the Shell, the live action
That's right.
make that they came out with Scarlett Johansson. It was my second time seeing it in an IMAX theater. It was his first time, I believe.
Yeah, it was my first time.
Nobody went to see that movie, by the way. No one. But we both did. And I remember this very vividly because it was like it was yesterday for me. I was getting like popcorn or something because I had a free birthday popcorn, and he had just gotten a birthday popcorn. And like you're like, oh wow, that's crazy. We're both like close in birthday or whatever. And then I was like, oh, what are you gonna go see? And you're like, oh, I'm seeing Ghost in the Shell. And I'm like, oh yeah, me too. And so he goes into the theater. I get my drink or whatever, and I go into the theater expecting to be a somewhat semi like a lot of people, but because it was like middle of the day or whatever, and there's nobody. There's not a single person in that theater except for him. And so me having already seen it and seeing how excited he was for it, I did the one thing that I have never done. Well, I might do it now, but I didn't do it back then. I said, you know what? I'm going to go sit next to this guy, even though he is nowhere in the same vicinity of where I'm supposed to be sitting, because I doubt anyone else is coming here, and I don't know, maybe he'll enjoy the company. And that marked a crazy, like that was history now in the books for us.
Right.
Do you remember anything else from that day?
No, I just remember like after the movie, like it did end up being a third person there. It was the only three people there. And after the movie, we started talking about it. And then we went outside to the parking lot, and that guy left, and you and I kept talking. And we just kept talking. And I was like, bro, like, how often you are at the theater? And we just kept going. And I was like, bro, let's exchange numbers. And like, we just like come and like meet up at the theater, bro. Like from that point forward, it's just been the same thing that we've been doing now.
I guess that guy is history because I didn't remember there being a single other person.
Yeah. It was three of us in the theater.
But for the longest time, I had your contact in my phone as just Sean. There was no tell to it.
Yeah. It was a thing that when I meet guys, I just be like Sean, because normally when I'm like Chantel, they're like Chantel. But yeah, either way, bro.
I will say though, I think we texted back and forth a little bit, like every so often about a movie or something. But something either to do with you or we weren't going to the movies together. We weren't planning these kind of things because I don't think A-List wasn't around then. So
Nah.
We weren't really. We were going whenever we could, type of thing.
Right. And I was married at the time, and I had kids, so like I had sparingly money and sparing time.
I had a really crappy paying job, but I still went as often as I could. But I do remember the next time that we actually saw a movie together was Guardians 2. I think it was probably my third time. It was, I think, your second time. Yeah. We saw it in IMAX. That was fun as well.
Good old North Lake Mall, man.
No, we went to we went to Concord for that one.
To Concord? Oh, yeah. That was a minute then. Okay, yeah. But
yeah,
I remember when we went, we were at North Lake.
Yeah, for the Ghost in the Shell.
And we were at North Lake because my house was like right around the corner from North Lake. Yeah.
Yeah, and then correct me if I'm wrong. I think we might have seen one or two movies after that, like where we went at the same time, but it wasn't until after A-List dropped that we really started going to different movies at the same time.
Yeah, because that was after I moved. I had moved to Durham, and then that's when Movie Pass came out. And then when Movie Pass started going under, we got A-List, and that's when I had moved back. So I
would explain it then, why I never really went to the movies with you then.
Yeah, because I had moved back to Durham.
The real problem is I can't really pinpoint how often we talked at that time, like texting. I think it was not much, honestly.
Right. Listen, it was a dark time for me. So I'm pretty sure I wasn't texting a lot of people.
No,
But
and I'm
once I
pretty
got
sure
back to Durham, once I got back to Charlotte, it was like on and popping because I had moved back, I had my own place, and I really didn't know anybody at the time. So my solace again turned into the movie theater. And then that's when we got back in touch. And then that's when we just started banging out movies, bro.
Yeah, I will say, I think when we first met, that was probably like less than 2 weeks after I had decided that I was not going to do anything more with YouTube for a while, like my break,
Mhm.
because I think it was Power Rangers of 2017 was the last movie review I did for probably 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I remember you telling me.
my own dark path.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you used to do YouTube and then you had stopped. And then, yeah, it just transitions to where we are now, man.
Yeah, trying to like correlate times here. I think, when did A-List come out? I feel like that was, we saw a lot of movies in 2019. I don't know if it was end of 2018 when it started being A-List, or if it was right at the beginning of 2019 that it started.
It was the end of 2018 because I got back to Charlotte in 2018.
I know. Did we see Infinity War together? Because I want to
Yes.
say we did.
No, we didn't. Wait. We did not see Infinity War together because I had just got back to Charlotte. Got back to Durham. And when I got here at South Point, the only ticket that was available was like this close to the screen. And I still went. Yeah. But I did end up seeing the movie like 3 times. So I eventually got like the seat that I normally prefer. But my very first time watching Infinity War, I was like, like the rows like right in front of the screen. I was like maybe on like the second row, like right by the screen because it was like the only seat available.
Right.
So I was like,
I know it was around before we did Endgame because that was a very fun experience for us to all go and see.
Yeah, we was geeking out in Endgame, bro. Especially when Cap grabbed, bro, we was geeking out. Like the whole theater was geeking out.
Yeah, because I think you remember that when that moment hit, I jumped out of my seat and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because the little part where the hammer started moving, everybody was like, oh God, who's gonna grab it? And then when he grabbed it, and like the whole theater erupted, bro.
I'll never forget. That was that still is the only movie I've seen the most times in theaters. I think it was 8.
Yeah, me too. I didn't see it 8 times, but I will say that that's the only movie that I've watched that I legitimately went to YouTube to find theater reactions for the scene when Cap grabbed the hammer, and I watched like a million of those videos.
Yeah, we definitely. I feel like we definitely didn't talk as much the following year because there was nothing coming out because of COVID and that whole thing.
Right.
But if I remember correctly, no, 2021 is where I really started doing, like, I started to do YouTube a little bit, like right around the end of 2019, maybe 2018, one of those. Because I started doing stuff again when like Black Panther trailer came out, or like I'd do something here and there, but like movie reviews I stopped doing. And then I know like right around the end of like I'd say summer of 2021, I said, hey man, we used to do all these like, all these movies that we went and saw, but we never reviewed them. What if not only did we review the movies, but we made a podcast about it?
Yeah.
Because I tried doing the podcast game myself and I went, one person is really not enough to make a podcast out of, but 2, you could do that. And hence was born the, I think, 13 episode run of Cinema Theorists.
Yeah, that was back in the day, bro.
Advice to anybody: if you're gonna make a podcast, plan it before you do it, because while we had fun making those, there were episodes that went on for over like 2 hours and not a single person watched them. Not a single one. Not even the Spider-Man review that we did with my buddy Jacob, that was like a 2-hour, he just told the whole movie, and I'm like, ooh, this is too much.
Right.
Especially with me
But see,
sweating in a Spider-Man costume.
But see, that's the thing though, is that even back then and even now, it's not necessarily that we're doing this for the sake of the money. We're doing this for the sake of we're loving this. This is what we love. This is what we do. And we're just wanting to put this out to the masses because I'm pretty sure there's other people that's out there that's going to love it. Like we really didn't gain traction then. We're gaining a whole lot more traction now. And what I can attest to you and me is that we've been sticking with it. And to me, that's what make things great. We could have took that podcast situation when nobody was taking notice to us at all and just be like, hey, bro, forget it, bro. We're just going to stop. But we didn't stop because this is what we love and we're just going to continue to do it. And if people pick up on it, then they pick up on it. Like I enjoy like every week or every other week, like even just getting to like FaceTime, more or less. This is like FaceTime, like just being able to kick it with you, being able to like connect with you, seeing how you felt about the movie. Like this to me is, with you not being here, this is allowing me to see you, like just keeping in contact with you. And we're just loving what we're doing and giving our joy about these movies and reactions and all this other stuff, bro. So I thank you for sticking with it.
Yeah. The whole transition that we had from Sonic 2, because that was like the last, I think, podcast we did for that series. You know, I mean, we kind of adapted every so often we'll adapt to something different. Like, oh, okay, the podcast started out visually or audio only. Then we kind of figured out how to do a visual component to it. So that way we could put it out on YouTube because it wasn't getting anything on like podcasts or whatever. Then to, let's see if we can do it shorter. It's not really making a huge difference. Maybe we can, go longer for some of them. To maybe people just want to hear our reviews because those always get better views. And, then we tried doing like real short reviews, Movie Minute, hence the title. And now it's more like, that's more just a title of the channel versus that's how we're doing reviews because, we keep ebbing and flowing. When something doesn't work, we kind of swap it out. We try to figure out, come up with a different idea that might help things better.
Right.
And
that's why we say, right. And that's why we say for you guys to comment and like, subscribe, comment, tell us what works for you guys. We'll try to do what works for you guys and try to fix it on in there. We'll get this groove back, man.
Yeah. So I personally am one of those people that also doesn't like everything that they watch. I understand. It's just, I have a habit of not doing that. I just watch them and then click off. But I will say, getting us likes on our videos, commenting, engaging in the video, that does help us because YouTube's whole algorithm, which I sort of understand but not fully get completely. I know a good component of that is if we don't find the video compelling enough to continue to watch, or you don't engage with it, then they won't push our videos out for more people to see so that we can kind of like expand our audience members, so to speak. We do need to come up with a name for our audience subscribers, though.
Sure.
NemRaps has like Nem Nation. Real Rejects have the Reject Nation. So like that's something we'll have to workshop though down at some point. Leave us a comment what you think we should call you as subscribers in a whole. I do want to point out, while we're still talking about this subscribers in this way, if there's anybody who's really good at Discord, like running a Discord server, let us know. And maybe give us some ideas about how we could get people to come to our Discord server that we do have set up, because it would be a nice place to have like the community of people that do follow us, interact with other people, like-minded individuals, or just have discussions, things like that. Keep up to date with movie trailers, or maybe if we have a video that's going to come out or scheduled to come out, we can give you kind of like a preview of it or something that we can share. Because I would like to build our community that way, be able to find like-minded individuals who maybe don't think exactly like we do, but it'd be nice to see like people who are excited about movies going to the movies.
I totally agree, bro.
We're working on it. We're making sure to continue. We're not going to give up like I did last time, as difficult as it is to see.
And that's what I say, like we keep progressing, like regardless of the downfalls, like we just keep progressing and getting better and better and better.
We're like Rocky. It don't matter how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward.
Right. And this isn't like our full-time gig. Again, we do this because we love to do it. So this is not like we got like X amount of hours just to sit down and brainstorm and do these things, because we've got other things to do in our lives. But I mean, if we make it to where this is our full-time gig, then we need those likes and subscribers.
or at least so we can start selling some merch
Right.
officially through YouTube. We'd have to still come up with designs and stuff like that. Or if you really love what Chantel's wearing, we're still trying to set up his brand of clothing,
Yes.
so that way he can start getting a side gig off of it.
Yes.
But you know, we're working towards it. We're trying to get everything figured out. I know that I am going to be going back to school this fall, and hopefully, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but hopefully it's going to be a lot of editing and marketing and things like that, so that I can get better at that stuff. So maybe the video components might start to get better, or maybe I design a better logo. Who knows? I feel like, is there anything else that we should mention on our little memory lane tour?
I don't know. Popcorn bucket collection.
We did do that. We have a lot of popcorn buckets.
Yeah,
I
we got a.
from Sinners.
That's right. And that's so fire too, bro. What does the QR code take you to?
It's like a dumb little thing that kind of just like shows you the picture of the bad guy. Like when it
a
reaches
Remy.
out and grabs you.
For sure.
I'll have to tell you that once we stop recording, because I was going to tell you something about it. But let us know if there's anything more you guys would like to see us do. Make, another video if you guys have questions for us. We'll do a little Q&A type of thing. But for now, that's about it until something else crazy happens. But until next time, guys, it's been your boy Jay.
Chantel as always.
And we'll see you at the movies.